Hey, so we are still traveling, but I wanted to jump on and just give you guys a little more history about Los Angeles. I'm talking about Sugar Hill and Berkeley Square. These were one of the most popular, successful black communities in the city that eventually disappeared. And to understand the story, you have to go back to the early 1900s. At that time, Los Angeles had very strict racial housing discrimination going on, and the city had property deeds that included racial restrictive covenants that prevented homes from being sold to people labeled in records as Negro or colored. These covenants were written directly into the property deeds and enforced by neighborhood associations and real estate boards. Entire neighborhoods in Los Angeles were effectively closed off to black residents. But one area of the city began to change. Just southwest of downtown Los Angeles in the West Adams district, successful black professionals began purchasing homes in the 1930s and 1940s. This area became known as Sugar Hill. The neighborhood quickly became one of the most prominent black communities in Los Angeles, and residents included doctors, attorneys, musicians, entrepreneurs, and entertainers. One of the most famous residents was Hattie McDaniel, the first black actor to win an Academy Award for her role in Gone with the Wind in 1939. Actress Louise Beavers also lived there, along with many other professionals who were part of the growing black middle and upper class in Los Angeles. While homeowners in the neighborhood tried to stop this migration by enforcing racial restrictive covenants that claimed the homes could only be sold to white residents, but black homeowners challenged those restrictions in court. Their first legal fight helped contribute to the landmark 1948 United States Supreme Court decision in Shelley versus Kramer, which ruled that courts could no longer enforce racial covenants. This was a major victory against housing segregation. Within the Sugar Hill area, there was also a unique residential enclave called Berkeley Square. Now, Berkeley Square was developed in the 1920s as one of the first gated residential communities in Los Angeles, where black families could buy homes at a time when most neighborhoods excluded them. Located near Arlington Avenue, Berkeley Square contained elegant homes and private streets that became home to many successful black professionals. For decades, Sugar Hill and Berkeley Square represented something rare in segregated America, a thriving community of black, wealthy, culture, and professional success. But beginning in the 1950s and 1960s, Los Angeles underwent massive infrastructure expansion and redevelopment. One of the largest projects was the construction of the Santa Monica Freeway, or Interstate 10, which runs along the northern edge of Sugar Hill and West Adams area. The freeway construction across the United States often reshaped or displaced existing neighborhoods. Property acquisitions, rezoning, and redevelopment projects gradually transformed the surrounding area. As industrial and commercial development expanded, many historical residential neighborhoods in West Adams began to decline. Berkeley Square eventually disappeared because, as they would say, homes were sold, demolished, or replaced by commercial and/or industrial development during the 60s. But from a deeper dive of research that I've done, we know these homes were taken by eminent domain. Today, the area where Berkeley Square once stood is largely occupied by commercial buildings, and little physical evidence remains of the original neighborhood. Sugar Hill itself also changed dramatically over time. Some of these historic homes in West Adams still stand today, but the community that once represented the center of black professional life in Los Angeles has largely faded. The story of Sugar Hill and Berkeley Square is important because it shows how communities built prosperity and stability despite segregation and housing discrimination. It also shows how urban development, infrastructure projects, and changing land can reshape cities and erase entire neighborhoods. The legacy of Sugar Hill remains as an important part of Los Angeles history, a reminder that communities that helped to build the city, even when the system tried to keep them out. So I have a couple more tidbits of Los Angeles history for you guys, and I will get those to you. You guys have a great day.